Jeff Koenig, Property Prep. We know you love a good tool review, and I'm here today to not review some tools, but to tell you about 5 tools that I'm adding to my collection for this year. Let me know if you have these. I want to tell you why I think they're an improvement, and I'll let you know at the end of the year if they are. I have always done really well with tool videos on YouTube, and we've been so grateful for all of you who've been watching. We're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers as our next goal. We're on the way and making tons of content, but you guys love the tool reviews but are not watching our actual construction content. We are a full service maintenance and facilities contractor in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and that's what pays the bills. So if you guys would mind subscribing and checking that stuff out, it would mean a ton to me. Let's get back to the tools, which is what you guys love. This year I made a few changes, and most of them are so I don't get poked. This is the only exception. This is an American-made Klein Tools scissors. I think that there may be a better option from Japan in the engineer's scissors, but they were out of stock when I went to order them, and I picked these up at my local Home Depot. For all of these tools, I'll leave a description for those that are available on Amazon down in the description. This is the Klein Tools 2100-5, and it's always great to have a pair of scissors. This is dull at the tip, so hopefully when I put it in my bag, it doesn't make it through the bottom. But the engineer's scissors that come from Japan do have a sheath that go over them. They are a little bit more robust, and they don't fit into as tight a space because they have big plasticized grips, which may be more comfortable for cutting things for a prolonged period of time. But these are compact, fit the bill, and are American made. So I'm gonna try these out this year, and they're probably better than the office scissors that I used to carry in my truck. Everyone needs a 5-in-1 scraper, and I'm gonna do you one better. I've got the normal scraper, and it deploys like a cool pocket knife, and this is something that every painter would use and property manager. You have the scraping function, you can clean your rollers, you can shank someone. I'm not sure what other things they are, but really cleaning rollers, scraping are what this is primarily used for. But what I liked about this one is A, that it folds, and that makes it more compact to keep in your pocket as well as into your tool bag. But the problem I've been having with my tool bag and why I'm switching is because the bottoms of the pockets are getting cut as these jostle around in my truck. Why I chose the Hyde and not the Purdy, which I used to have, is because of the flexible putty knife. This is about 1.5 inches, and it's really great for putting spackle in and getting into tight spaces with drywall mud. This is an essential tool for paint prep, and it combines 2 tools in one. It's relatively lightweight, and it again stows. I do want to keep this clean so the liner lock system doesn't get all screwed up, but this is definitely a tool that I'm adding to my collection, and I'm going to let you know if it holds up. This is my second one of these, and I had the first one from Milwaukee. This one's made by DeWalt. It's impact rated, and it basically replaces a right angle drill. This has what I believe is a rare earth magnet here to retain bits, and this allows us to drive bits in a complex or confined space. So every time this rotates here, there's a gear that changes the force vector so that the bit spins down here. I bought this for a special application working on a machine, but I think that this has a ton of applications and is something worth the wait and something that I would keep in my bag. I've used it twice now, and there's not much that could do it quickly like this. You can do this with a hand tool, but I think to do it with a power tool definitely saves a lot of time. Back to drywall and painting. This is the Goldblatt saw, and jab saws, as we all know, suck. They cut you, and they are something that always tears up your bag or cuts your hand when you reach in to grab it. And I think making this a simple folding design, deploying this button right here, is a no-brainer. I use the Milwaukee saw right now, which is great and sharp, but it also cuts my hand, and I probably cut my hand 2 or 3 times reaching into my bag getting it. Reminder to get your tetanus shot. But this is a wonderful tool, and I think this solves a problem, although it is heavier than a fixed blade design. The blade is replaceable though, and on the Milwaukee one it's not. We've had a ton of floods in Milwaukee, and while this is probably not gonna go in my tool bag because it's bulky, it's not heavy, This is the Klein Tools ET140, and this is a moisture meter, and it's available to, you turn it on right here, it tells you the moisture, and at the top, it tells you the type of substrate. So if you hit the mode button, it goes from drywall to masonry to hardwood to softwood. And this is all the different things that you would need to test to see if the humidity level is acceptable, if you could have moisture behind an area that you can't see that we may need to open the wall in, or if you're testing hardwood floors or studs to make sure they're adequate for framing and that they've acclimatized to the area that they're going to be installed in. It's important to keep these readings for your records and for your warranties. This has been Jeff Koenig from Property Prep in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, your full service maintenance and janitorial company. These are the 5 tools that I'm going to add to my collection this year. Sound off down in the comments about the 5 tools that you're excited about for this year. And I would appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe and watch the other videos that we take a ton of time to make about how we actually use these tools in the field on our construction projects. We'll see you next week for another video.